Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. If you're new, hello and welcome. Thanks for finding me. We're doing the love reading today, Love Fairies Saturday. We're using the Fairy Oracle deck by Brian Froud. This vibrates at the 4D level, one vibration above us and one vibration below the divine. So some of the imagery, some of the messaging and the symbolism is going to be kind of like maybe confusing. They can be a little unruly. They can be quite symbolic and cryptic sometimes. So let's see what the fairies have to say about the love energy in the collective. I laid out 5 cards, 1 card for person A, 1 card for person B, 1 card for the connection itself, a card for what blocks it or what hinders it, and a card for what will help. Okay, so for the first person, person A, we drew the fairies of the future. Somebody's on the move. Somebody is making moves. Somebody is looking towards the future. I think I can show this. I don't think there's any boobies, but the one fairy, she looks quite pregnant with possibilities for the future, and they're all looking towards the right, which traditionally represents the future. So they're on the move. This is the energy of um, choosing a path and going. This is like movement now. This is movement towards a future goal now. And the key to this card is somebody feels the energy of, if I hesitate, the cards and messages, if you hesitate, you'll be dragged. So it's like the time marches on, right? Time is marching towards the future. And if you are in an energy of hesitancy, then you're going to be unprepared for where the future is taking you. And it's taking you anyway. You are going anyway. So whenever I think about this, I hear the advice. You may be afraid, or how does it go? You may be afraid of starting something now because the future is so far away, you can't see it. You can't see it coming to fruition in this time frame. But whether you do it or not, you're going to be in the future time frame anyway. So you can either make the goal and go towards it, or you can sit on your ass and you're going to be in the future anyways. Do you want to be in the future where you reach your goal, or do you want to be in the future where you're still stagnant? Okay? And this energy is in movement, saying, well, I'm going to be there anyways. I might as well be happy when I get there. Okay? And this is the advice. Make a choice, because the movement is happening now. And if you hesitate, the future is going to drag you along anyway. So that's person A. In an energy of wanting to go forward into something new, looking at it, deciding on it. Just there's maybe a little bit of hesitancy here. Person B comes out with Penelope Dreamweaver. So this is somebody who's a little bit still dreamy. This could be the feminine. Magic, dreams, visions, the muse, inspiration. So maybe somebody's waiting for the inspiration to move, but it's coming. It's there. I think they're just missing it a little. They may just be missing the signs. Okay, this is magical alchemy, and for this instance, I'm being told the alchemy is not being done by you, or the person B. Person 2, 1, 2, A, B, whatever. The second person here. This energy is not the one that is doing the magical alchemy, but the very the magic that they're contributing is the fact that they are dreaming about something. They are being inspired by something. There is a little seed here of inspiration that is finally getting noticed in their heart. Like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even know about that. I didn't even see them in that light. Oh my God. There's a kind of like they're seeing the inspiration to do something. They're being They're they're receiving the messages, they're dreaming about it, they're daydreaming about it, they're seeing the signs, but they're still in kind of a nah kind of energy. Like, nah, that's not for me. Nah, nah, they can't be, Nah, I can't have this. But the magic is already brewing it. Like, you know what I mean? Again, they're showing me cooking. Okay. I cook a lot. So they're showing me cooking. And they're showing me somebody who's stirring and they're like, I really hope this works. I love this idea. I'm excited to try it. I got all my ingredients right. And they're just kind of putting the lid on and hoping for the best. But the fairies are saying, we put the magic in and it is being created just the way you want it. Okay? So that's the energy that person two is in. Now, for the connection itself, we have Luwathas the Wild. And it's very interesting how often the fairies of the future and Luwathas the Wild come together. Because the fairies of the future are advising you to go now. Like, choose a path and go now. The energy is here now, right? And then Luathis comes out often together with it saying, take a risk, okay? New approaches. It says haste, make haste. Um, there is impulsiveness, but there's the energy to jump and go for something now. So in the connection, it's live. The connection is hot. Okay, whether these two people are in active relationship or not, the connection is live. When I asked for what is hindering the connection, I got ecstasis, and then I heard absolutely nothing. Because ecstasis is the epitome of rapture and motivation and the openness of joy. So I think as soon as these two tune into each other, there's not going to be a single thing interrupting this connection. Ecstasis is ecstasy. It's joy. The soul song. There's nothing but joy. This is the void in between. And separateness is an illusion. So this is being like manifested. Now, granted, we don't have any earth energy here, okay? Maybe Luathus, because he is a leafy kind of fairy, but all the energy here we've got is A, it's feminine, and B, it's very ethereal. So this may still be in the works. Uh, I don't see any like physical earth energy, pentacles energy that it's being made, or you know what I mean. But I think just the decision to acknowledge that there's that strong connection there and there's nothing but joy within it. So what will help it? We've got Tomira of the Waters. I believe this is temperance in fairy energy. And this is soul healing. Okay. This is also accepting change, healing the healing wells, because you can see her. Everyone in the background looks a little bit brown. They're like, wait, oh, I can't show that's boobies. But her in the foreground, she is lit with divine light, and she's pulling water up in her hands from a wellspring, and this is the healing waters of the well. There's important choices here, but there's also serenity and a change of emotions. Okay. I heard lost in emotion. I don't know the rest of that song. That just got the tag. So this is really sweet, really good, really clear, really joyful. Um, I I really like this. I wish this for everyone. So let's summarize and then we'll go to tarot cards to bring it down to the 3D and see what kind of influences are happening with these lovers. So like I said, person A is in the fairies of the future mode. They want to co-create. They want to go forward. They're looking at the connection. It's live. We acknowledge it. They want to jump. The time is now. The person B is receiving those dreams and inspirations. They're looking this way. Like, the fairies here on the left are looking towards the right, and Penelope Dreamweaver here is on the right, looking towards the left, looking towards Luathus the Wild, asking him, when are we going to jump? When are we going to do this? When are we going to go? And Luathus says, I'm gone. I'm there. I'm in it. My hands are in the oil, right? And then, so when I asked for what crosses the two, what's the hindrance? Like I said, I got ecstasis. There is no hindrance here. As soon as you decide that the future is now, that's what the fairies of the future are talking about. As soon as you decide that the future is now, that joy can be yours. That joy can be manifested. The joy can be like Penelope says here, magical alchemy, right? And then what will help it? We've got that Tobira of the waters. There is still a little healing that needs to be done here, but I feel like these two are at the point where the final steps of healing can very well be done together. Like they've come far enough in their healing, in their growth, that they can do the rest of it together, because actually that's the last bit of healing that needs to happen. So these may be some energies where they got it in their head that they can't come forward or they can't be together because somebody's not prepared, somebody's not ready for the future, somebody still has a ways to go, and the fairy energy is saying, don't worry about that, we've got that with our magical alchemy, you go forward, the path is lit, the rest of the healing can be done together. But the question is, are these lovers going to receive that message? Or are they going to stay, or one or both, going to stay tentative hesitant about moving forward because somebody's not ready, right? So let's go to the tarot. What do I want to use? Who wants to come forward for the fairies? No. Animals? Yeah, okay, we'll do the animals. Let me see here. Interesting. I split the deck and got Temperance, the angel of alchemy. And Temperance is usually Tobira of the waters. And then here we have Penelope Dreamweaver talking about magical alchemy. So that answers my question as to which deck we're going to use. We're going to use the Animal Oracle Messages deck. I did not shuffle this deck because I didn't, so I'm going to pause and shuffle because I know it's real loud on camera. Hang on. Be right back. Okay, I paused at 1308. For anyone looking for number syncs, this is the Animal Wisdom deck. I can't believe that happened. I split the deck to see if they wanted to talk, and Temperance showed. This is the Swan. And I should mention that the swan does represent a soulmate because swans mate for life. Okay? Also, in this card, the swan has a red string around her neck that does represent the ties between soulmates to the level of a twin flame soulmate, because that's the one thread when you try to do cord cutting. The twin is the one thread you can't cut. You just gotta muddle through it. Okay, so we're gonna leave that there. Now we're gonna get some clarification. Please clarify and elaborate on person A, moving in the future, fairies of the future, trying to co-create the future. Is this choosing a path? They don't want, but they may be hesitant. Please clarify. Thank you. We've got the King of Wands, the tiger, but it did fly out in the reverse, even though I'm trying not to use reversals. Let's address it though. King of Wands, the tiger, he might be hiding. If not hiding himself, he's hiding some motive, or at least being protective. The thing they're showing me about tiger energy is when a tiger kneels down to drink, they put their ears back, and on the back of their ears there's white spots that look like eyes. So when their head is down, it actually looks like a bigger animal is watching out for them. Okay, so they may be a little bit hesitant because they're watching out for the future or something like that. Let's see. The King of Wands. This is fire energy. I usually give it to Sagittarius, but it's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Okay, this is a confident, courageous, and proud person. Leadership skills. They're stealthy. They're physical, and they have they take charge. Okay, but this is also, like I was explaining, shapeshifter energy. Okay, they may be trying to tap into their spiritual sight because the tiger uses those secret eyes to gain or it's not even to gain, because they're not functional, of course, their ears, but the illusion there is that I'm watching you. I see you, I'm watching you, but it's more for the approaching person, the predator, possible predator, to be intimidated by that than it is functional, okay? Now, that is very Leo energy. Sometimes their roar is a lot worse than their bite. So, this could be somebody who's a little bit tentative here. But they are very sure of themselves, they're very ambitious for this. This could be, like I said, an fire energy here as person A, as the King of Wands. Only tentative because there may be some, like, there just may be decisions to make here yet. Can I get person B, please? Person 2 in the Penelope Dreamweaver energy, receiving inspiration. Okay. Oh, no, that's too many. We did get the Knight of Wands, but it was too many. Now, who's this? Okay, the Seven of Shells, which is the Seven of Cups, the Sea Lion. Now, the Seven of Cups talks about options, okay? This is like the vision board. Like, ooh, what do I want to pick? And we did get that yesterday, I believe. We got the Seven of Cups. But it was talking about being overwhelmed, not being able to choose, because you see all these cups and you're like, I don't know which one's real. I don't know which one can pan out. I feel worry here, a little bit of worry, and like I said, the fairies are saying we got this because the alchemy that's involved is our business now. This is our energy now. We're the ones in the mix, right? You put in all of your ingredients and the fairies are like cracking their knuckles like, okay, now this is our part. Our part of this, getting this together, is the magic that goes in it. So maybe this person is like not really ready to. Let me think here. So I had to pull I had to pull uh the seven of cups from my other deck because it's got notes on it. Don't judge me. But this in the on the front side, it's talking about choices, but the choices are unclear. Like I was saying, you've got all these cups lined up in front of you, right? Which ones do you choose? So there is a pause here, and they're waiting for information. They're trying to be still, or that's the advice for them, to be still. They're just kind of pausing and looking over their options. This is person B, person 2, Penelope Dreamweaver energy, receiving inspiration. But like I said, they're in a moment of pause because of some information they think they don't have yet. Okay, they're pausing, waiting for info, waiting for. I heard the fairies say they're waiting for us, and we're here. So on the backside of the Seven of Cups, it's talking about not overreacting. Okay, that somebody may be worried that because this person on the reverse side is like waist deep in the emotions, waist deep in water, kind of, stuck looking at these cups. And it's somebody who's, the card says to look for allies and get a fresh perspective. So that might be what this person B is looking for. Somebody who's like, I gotta be really sure. Okay. Um, let's see the connection. Luafis the Wild, please. What is influencing the desire to jump? Oh, we've got the High Priestess, the cat, the knower of secrets. So this is someone, oh geez, I wrote this tiny. It says pay attention to inner visions and the shadow, moonlight, emotions, the hidden world, mystery, quiet time alone. Okay, okay. Knowledge, intuition, awareness, silence, and psychic abilities. It says walk quietly and see the hidden. Oh, I forgot to read the taglines for this one. So for this King of Wands, the tiger energy, the message is wherever you wander, you rule. So if this is somebody who's trying to, like, quote unquote wander into the future, you rule that energy once you acknowledge your power. Okay. For the Seven of Shells for person B, we've got hope for the best and strengthen your heart. Okay. So this is someone who may be faltering a little bit in trusting their heart's decisions, because there is the energy of decision making here. But there's also the energy of choices, and somebody here might not trust their heart to have to make the best choice at the moment. So that's why the card was talking about pausing and getting perspective. Okay. So for the connection itself with Luafis the Wild, he's talking about taking a risk, new approaches. So the new approaches can be taken in two ways. New um, new approaches to doing something, like the the strategy itself, new approaches, or something new approaches. Okay, I heard something sexy this way comes. So there is impulsiveness here to get on with it. But then we've got the High Priestess on top, the knower of secrets. She keeps the receipts. This is somebody who is the energy here, I'm sorry, the connection here. The High Priestess. Something is still hidden because there's soul work that still needs to be done. The key with the High Priestess is what she sits between two pillars. One is black and one is white. You can take that analogy as the truth is somewhere between the black and the white. Okay, but it's also feminine and masculine. The truth is when you blend the two, when you blend truth and vision, when you blend passion and peace. There is the truth, the energy, the power, the empowerment, the initiation is there when you can bring the two together. Okay, please clarify the joy in between. Hey, we've got the Five of Wands. Five of Wands, Five of Wands. Oh, okay. Instability and conflict. Five of Wands is the fighting, the rivalry. Okay. It says reduce conflict, but keep your integrity. Right. Okay. So there may be energy hindering, because I did ask for the cross card to be what hinders this. And at first it's like there's joy here. Okay, so what's hindering the joy? The Five of Wands. This is conflict. This could be inner conflict and challenge. This is discord. This is arguing, what is this? Disorganization. It says release and strategize, okay? There are intense feelings here. I feel that there's energy in the connection. The crossing hindrance to this ecstasy is this inner conflict. I want to know who that's from. Is it from both of them? What is Tabira of the Waters, please? Just one, please. This is that temperance energy. The healing needs to happen. Important choices. Okay, oh, that's too many. Not this one? Ah, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, the Llama. The Love Llama. But it came out sideways. It came out all wonky. So this feels like slow energy that's still misstepping, I heard. Misstepping. Or doesn't want to misstep. I see a horse kind of very tentative, like when they approach a snake or something, they're kind of like real tippy, kind of tentative. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight. However, he's the one that comes to stay. The other knights don't come to stay. And the reason he takes so long is because this energy is being very meticulous. So what's helping here with Tabira of the Waters, this Knight of Pentacles? Oh, okay. This is really interesting if you look at this. Because on the top, there was the impulsiveness with Luathis the Wild. It actually says impulsiveness here. The wanting to jump to change. But there's inner conflict here on top of ecstasis. What is hindering the joy? Conflict, discord, disorder. This could be mental. I do believe this is physical, in the physical, or in the ambition, because this is Wands energy. Fire is the fire within, right? So there's conflict here in the fire within. So the two opposing factors here, we've got Luathis wanting impulsiveness, and then we've got Tabira calling for healing, and the slow-ass Knight of Pentacles. This is like energy pulling against itself. Something is trying to anchor the energy of jumping too quickly. And it's because somebody's in an energy of like, I need to heal this, or maybe just because this middle part is the connection itself. So there's an energy of being slow and meticulous about something because there's still healing that needs to be done. But I think that's because they don't understand that the final step of healing needs to be done together. Okay, so we've got, what is this? The Llama, the Knight of Pentacles. This is somebody who's protective and alert, tolerant and reliable. Steady, stoic, steady, practical, yeah, helpful, sure-footed. This is, it says sharp senses and sure feet, steady as she goes. What else? Oh, I just had another thought. I lost it. Hang on. I gotta get back to it. Because the Knight of Pentacles came out like another reading ago. Meticulous, slow, the king coming in. Oh, I lost it. I hate when that happens. Protected. I remember what it was. It's the Knight of Pentacles is ambitious but not competitive. And right above him is the Five of Wands, which is competition. It's fighting. It's you know, rivalry. There could be rival thoughts here in the connection, but mostly it's conflict. But I love that tagline for the Knight of Pentacles: ambitious but not competitive. You know, like he's competitive with himself. He'll set his goals, he'll set his timeline, he'll make all the decisions he needs to, but he's not really competing with anybody. Like, I gotta get this because so and so's got it, and I gotta get this. Or in this case, in this energy, nobody's rushing the healing, because I feel like it's been a long time already. So now the fairies are coming in like, all right, you've gone pretty far. You've gone far enough for us to come in and add our magic. So the divine is adding a magical alchemy here to bring the two together. That's what I've got. I love it. Should we get an ancestor oracle? Sure, why not? Let's get an angel ancestor oracle message for this love connection. Oh, I split the deck for person A, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So here we've got King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. This could be somebody who has a sun in fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and another, like, rising in earth. Okay, Capricorn, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we've also got the Knight of Pentacles here. That's I give that to Virgo. I give the Queen of Pentacles to Capricorn, but like I said, also they can be any of the signs. So we've got possibly person A with their sun in a fire sign, and some other aspect in earth. We've got the Knight of Pentacles here being a slow bitch. And then we've got Temperance here. That's also Sagittarius energy. We've also got Tobiah of the Waters, which is Temperance. So that can be fire energy, fire and water. That's interesting. That could be prominent in your charts, fire and water. Because, I mean, it's interesting because Temperance being Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, but it's represented by the swan, which is air and water. Okay, so let's get an ancestor oracle message, please. I just heard someone say, I will not be fooled. That's that King of Wands energy. Masculine or feminine, male or female, doesn't matter. The masculine fire energy, I believe, is... Oh, fire and air are all masculine. And earth and water are all feminine. Just that there's a tip for you. What do we have here? Okay, the great teacher. It says learn from spiritual experience. Yeah. I feel like that goes along with Tobiah talking about that healing that still needs to happen. But I think the key to this reading is that the last step of healing has to be done together. And whether that means the last step of healing the connection needs to be done together, or the last step of healing so the connection can come together needs to be done together. It's like the reverse of you can't get into a relationship and love someone else if you're not completely healed. Bullshit. Because the greatest thing that can heal is love. And we can love ourselves, but as complete souls, that love has to come from other places too. So this final step of healing is going to come when together. Okay, the great teacher. I know that it looks like a Christ-like figure on the card, but every tradition, every mythology, every religion, every spiritual school has a great teacher. So whatever you Whatever you vibrate with for your spiritual journey, there's a teacher there. So just connect with that. I had to drink something, sorry. So it says, learn from spiritual experience, okay? It says, know that what is happening around you is divinely inspired. What's happening around you is divinely inspired. Learn from your current experiences and then share that with others. And says this card can represent a teacher in life or the great teacher within. Either way, it shows that you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world. This could be for both people in this connection, okay? Soulmates and twins often mirror each other, even if it's in opposite ways, but both will be on the path to that spiritual healing so that they can come back together. Either way, it shows that you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world. You are having spiritual experiences at the time and gaining a greater awareness of what you need to do in order to grow. There is a great chance that if you've been having any challenges recently, you've surmounted them and allowed them to be vehicles to lessons that are helping your spiritual connection. See, if you feel that you've received messages from heaven and the universe recently, excuse me, this card is confirmation that these have indeed been holy experiences. What did I say when the fairies over here with Penelope Dreamweaver? This talking about dreams and signs and reading the signs and making a decision, and they've come in and said, this is our energy now. We're adding the last bit of magic for you, but they're showing you signs that it's ready. You're ready. The path is ready. The connection is ready. The energy is ready for you to go forward. Still, though, there is some trepidation. There's some hesitancy because there's still some spiritual healing that needs to happen. But again, the fairies are saying, we've got this. The rest of the healing is going to be done together. Okay, so that's what I've got. That was really good. I'm glad. If you vibe with my content, please leave me a thumbs up, share my videos, subscribe. That costs nothing, but it boosts my numbers so that I can get seen. I am available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries, and all that information is in the description below. You'll find my email, Venmo, and Cash App. Yeah, and if I don't answer an email, put a comment because I check that email like once a week. So if you want to, besides the email, if you want to just add a comment, I'll see that. I'll see that like notification before I'll see email notification. So I don't have anything planned for Sunday, I don't think. So I might come back and do a zodiac reading. I think we are on Gemini, or we just did Gemini, so we might be on Cancer. So that's what I will do tomorrow. So thanks for sticking with me. I hope that resonated. Until I see you again in the next reading. Okay, thanks, bye.